Christmas is coming, it's true. And Santa needs assistance, old and new. These goblins from a village far away are just who he needs to save the day.
Welcome, friends. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to our Top 12 Hidden Gems of 2024. This is the R&R show. I hope you're doing well. Hello, Chris and Ray. Oh, I'm Ruel, by the way, and Chris and Ray are here. Hello. There is the
it's an exciting time.
Yeah,
it's an exciting time because Ray is back. Ray's back, everyone.
Oh, one whole stream without me. Whatever would you do?
We would die if it was two.
That's right.
But I did get to see Ruel last week, which was really nice. It was odd because I wasn't on the show.
Yeah.
But I did get to see Ruel in person last week for not as long as I would have liked to, but we had some friends down.
Agreed.
I was traveling to the op offices, and Ruel and some friends came and hung out with us. Which was sweet,
it was such a treat to see Ray in person, friends.
Doing my job.
Yeah, doing your job. But, it was always nice to connect. And Ray, you were also out here on the West Coast for a very special reason. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yes, we can. I was nominated. I was a finalist in the Women in Toys Wonder Woman Award. So I got to go up. One of the reasons why I was out in California, we went to San Diego to do some work in office, and then we drove up to LA to attend the fanciest event I've ever been to and probably will ever go to in my life.
Nice.
I didn't win. I lost to someone from Amazon. Everyone acts shocked. But it was a lovely time, and I never anticipated actually winning, but it was very, very cool.
I don't know what this award is. I've just found out about it, but I hate it.
We love it. We love it. It's fine. It's run by the Women in Toys organization. And they honor women in the toys licensing and entertainment industry. And it's very interesting because I've always been very much on the proper hobby board game side of the industry. Mm-hmm. And now with my work at the op, we kind of straddle toy and board game a little bit more mass market. So I get a peek into the world of toy. They had people from Mattel and Lego there, and they've got money. That's basically my takeaway is, good Lord, there's so much more money over there. So it was very jarring. You take the Spiel des Jahres, which is our biggest award in the entire board game industry, and it's in the hotel conference room from as far as I can grasp. Right. And then you take this award, and it was at the Beverly Hilton. It was just a weird little time warp that I went through. I got a fun little peek into this kind of other adjacent part of our industry. And it was very fun. It was very cool. We got to get all fancy. So it was a good time.
Nice. And congratulations again, Ray. What an honor to be nominated.
Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate it.
I know one of the other folks from the board game industry, Jillian from Brotherwise, was also
a
finalist. So,
yes.
Yeah, cool. Obviously, the best of the best were represented there. So again, kudos to you, Ray. Congrats again on the nomination, but also just for being an amazing presence in the board game community, online and offline spaces.
Thanks.
And Chris, I don't know how we're going to follow that up. How's it going?
Well, that's why I said we couldn't do it. We couldn't do another show without Ray. Ray is the lifeblood that holds us together, keeps us coming back. Stream after stream. Yes. But also shout out to our sponsor this stream as well, Goblins Hate Christmas. They've kept us coming back stream after stream as well. So huge shout out to them and go check out their Kickstarter or their website, and they're going to be launching their campaign, and check them out and show them some love because they showed the R&R show love, and they've brought you this show now 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah. So again, thank you, Goblins Hate Christmas, folks. Be sure to check out.
And Goblin in the chat says we do hate Christmas.
Thanks,
so we have Goblin who is regularly in the Twitch chat confirming that all goblins hate Christmas.
I like Christmas, but I'm not a goblin. But folks, be sure to check out that game. It's a fun little quick card game.
So you say.
Terrific art, and be sure to check that out.
Not a goblin.
That's something that a goblin would say.
I don't know. There might be a campaign started at hashtag Ruel is really a goblin. Hashtag Goblin Ruel, show your true colors.
That's right. Chris, before I forget, we also have something going on real soon here, coming up at the end of the week. You want to talk a little bit
That's
about
true.
that?
Well, I am flying tomorrow to Vegas.
Let's
Oh,
go.
tomorrow.
I'm flying tomorrow because we'll be setting up. Well, I'll get in late tomorrow night, and then we'll be setting up all Thursday to get ready for the World Series of Board Gaming,
Yeah.
which is starting Friday.
Woo!
And come next Tuesday, we will be crowning a champion and giving them $25,000
That's so
for
cool.
just playing board
Exciting.
games.
That's so sick. Every
That's
year I'm
it.
like, this is the year I do it, and I didn't. Not this year. Next year though,
Not this
because
year.
every
Next
time you
year?
talk about it, I'm like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Next
Ah.
year. Well, next year,
man.
I think it's going to be around Labor Day, so I don't know how that
Ooh.
works,
Okay.
works for you, but some people might have more.
Cool.
That, and if you like, when this tournament starts, we'll be running like a very small, like a live promotion or whatever, where you can save the most money off your ticket if you get it now. So like if you want the best deal, that will be happening like as the stream starts, I think till end of September. So just keep your eyes for that. I think the code's going to be early bird. I'm fairly certain that's the code.
Okay.
It's a very easy code to remember.
There you
So
go,
you
friends.
can just there's your inside scoop, because if you want to buy a ticket to WSBG, use code earlybird like within the next week, and then you'll get the best deal.
All right.
Okay, I have so many questions about WSBG. I feel like we probably talked about it on stream, so I apologize if we've already like talked about it and I wasn't here for it. But like,
No.
I have questions, right?
I got answers.
What is the game that's being added this year that you're the most excited about? Like, what's the new game on the roster that you're really excited about?
Well, so for this year, for 2025, the new games that were added, we only added 2 in. So we cycled in Dune Imperium Uprising for Dune Imperium, and then we Ticket to Ride left, and White Castle came in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a very different,
Yeah.
very different game.
There's always going to be some turnover, which that turnover for next year, for 2026, will be announced, I think, on Friday. So when the tournament starts, we then announce what the changeover will be.
So cool.
And I think some, I don't know what it actually is. I don't know what I'm allowed to say, but some previous tournament fare might come back, and there also might be some new ones involved as well as a little teaser.
Cool.
Sure, I can say that. Well, I just did. We're live.
Don't
worry, I've definitely said things I shouldn't say on the stream before.
I know, and so
Not
I
alone.
gotta give it back to you, Ray. And that's my favorite game: is what can I make Ray say that Ray's not allowed to say? It's my favorite part of the stream. We should have a segment. We should have a whole segment dedicated to it. Ray spills secrets, kind of, but a little, just a little bit.
I love it. Yeah, as AG Fox says, what NDA? We don't.
What NDA?
NDAs, right?
As we like to say in the biz, it's a friendia.
Yeah, there you go.
That's right. Speaking of friends, let me know in chat how our volume mix is. Hopefully everything's going okay. Fingers crossed that we've got our tech issues resolved. We've had them the last couple of weeks, but I think we've figured them out. I know that we do have a slight delay between me, Ray, and Chris, but we're all over the world right now, so the fact that we can get together is a miracle in my eyes.
It's a miracle.
And also, let me know if I'm cutting in and out. I know last stream we had a little bit of a problem with that, so let me know and I will try to fix it. But I believe I think in our tests before the stream it's better.
And also let me know how handsome I am.
There's a look. There's like a twinkle in your eye. We were just gonna say something like that.
Yeah, you can see when
you like lean in a little. You're like, I can see the joke like
I'm
starting in your brain.
I'm ready. I'm waiting to say my joke now.
I'm gonna do it.
Yes, 100%. That is what happens. I'm very glad that you see that. I have a very obvious tell where I'm like, I've thought of something funny and I want to share it. So let me know how handsome I am. Let me know. Like, you can rate my handsomeness on like previous streams as well. AG Fox is asking where's the better half. Would you be asking about Jade, AG Fox? Is that
Ray
who
wasn't
you
here
might
for
be referring
Jade.
to? AG Fox, I just want to know in the chat if that's who you're looking for, because maybe if we all say her name 3 times, she will appear.
Wow.
Okay,
I hear one Jade in the chat. I hear one Jade in the chat. I don't know if I see a third. It's the second Jade in the chat.
There's another
I don't know
one.
if there's a third Jade in the chat, because maybe she'll appear. Maybe she'll appear if we get it dropped in there. Or do we have a third? There's I love you so much. I love you so much. We're back. I'm here for Dwayne.
I leave for one stream.
See what happens, Ray?
And I even forgot my voice.
Nobody stopped him.
It normally sounds like this. I'm actually saying, but Richard hasn't made me angry yet, so I was feeling a bit nicer. I'll be back. Don't you worry. Yeah, that was Jade. Jade was there.
Wow.
I had
Don't you
nightmares
worry,
all week.
chat.
Oh, it's like baby cookie all over again. Wow.
I
Oh my
made
goodness.
I made sure that Jade was sitting right next to me just in case the opportunity arose. And AG Fox, you didn't disappoint.
Wow.
Yes, thank you, AG
Wow.
Fox. And
Well,
Dino Corky,
I'm
I'm
so
with
glad
you
we
on that.
encouraged this behavior when I wasn't here. Great job, everybody. Good parenting. I can't wait to undo this damage on few
Yes.
streams to come.
The voice of reason is back, friends. Thank you. Oh
Jade
my god.
almost went full metal there. Hey, the people love Jade.
They do.
You know, the people.
The people
We
have
got to give
spoken.
the audience what the audience wants, right?
Mhm.
It's called
Yeah.
fan service. Okay.
Fan service. That's right.
Mhm. That is one.
Friends, we've got a great show coming up here. We're going to be talking about our hidden gems, much like Jade was a hidden gem last week.
Mhm. Yep. Great segue.
Wow.
Yeah, but we've got
Uh-huh.
games that you may not have heard of from last year, which we really enjoy, and I'm really excited about this. I love doing this the last couple of years,
Yeah.
just to highlight games that may have flown by the radar. Like, there are thousands of games released every year, so to highlight a few of them here is always a treat. I personally, now we do talk about how we came up with our list. So
Yeah.
personally, I looked at the games that I ranked last year that were 3,000 and below on BGG. So I went
Wow.
a little
Look at
past.
that. We didn't even talk about it. Did the same thing,
Oh,
Ruel. Look at us
nice.
go. We didn't even
Perfect.
talk, like 3,000 ratings.
Yes. Well, no, wait.
Yes, same.
So if it was
Oh.
ranked 3,000 or lower on
Oh,
BGG.
then we did something totally different.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
What did you do, Ray? I'm curious. How did
Oh,
you
I'm
do?
sorry.
Number of ratings, eh? That's
I
what-
did,
Oh, number
yes.
of
So I think
ratings.
what you did is really interesting because you were actually looking at the ranking compared to other games
Yes.
that have come out, right?
Yeah.
I was strictly looking at how many people rated it on BGG.
Oh.
So
Great metric.
I
Okay,
looked at
metric better.
how, not necessarily like how good the game is on BG, like what people ranked it. The only opinion that matters is mine. If I like the game, I like the game.
Yeah.
I then had to somehow figure out if it's hidden or not, and that was my barometer for hidden.
Yeah.
Was if I had less than 3,000 ratings on BGG
Oh.
as my
Okay.
metric for hidden.
That's an interesting way.
But
to
I
go,
like
'cause-
that we did the two different ways because I think they mesh pretty well.
I think
that
so
those
too,
approaches
yeah.
will.
Well, let's find out.
Work
Chris,
well.
what about you? How did you approach this
Well,
list?
I decided to do both of those.
Wow.
I knew
Both
it.
of those things. And in fact, I went even further. I made sure to be under 3,000, for Ruel.
Okay.
And then I also made sure to be under 7,000 for me. And then for Ray, I decided to be under 3,000 ratings, but also under 1,000, actually under 702 ratings. Or under
Wow.
160. Some of these only have 150.
Yeah, I was gonna say only
ratings.
one of mine is in the thousands. Most of mine are like in the hundreds. So
Yeah,
Oh,
I just
okay.
looked them up right now, actually, while you're talking to
Oh.
see actually where my ratings
Nice.
fell, and it was
Nice.
like 100, and I will have those metrics as we talk about them as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a big list in terms of things. I actually looked just under 1,000 on BGG at first, and then I made a big list, and then I ended up picking the ones that I just wanted to talk about and
Yeah.
liked the most, but also felt there was a balance of maybe people haven't talked about this as much. So that especially boosted by number 3 up into the contention,
Right.
which is how we're going to start the list, really.
Yeah. And I do want to let everyone know, thank you again for coming back after listening to Richard rant last week. Some really classic rants. I thought they were great.
classic rants.
Yeah. So if you
Yeah,
missed
we
that, folks,
found out-
be sure to check out that episode. It
We
was
found out that
fantastic.
Richard doesn't want you to have physical board games and only wants all of your board games to be
Wow.
app driven. That's what we did
Wow.
find out.
That's
That is
what
the
we
official
learned.
stance of this
Mhm.
Rahdo channel now, I think, because he was so impassioned about the Tebaru system and wants every game to be a part of the Tebaru system,
Uh-huh.
and doesn't want you to actually be able to get together with people without the basis of this electronic board. And I thought that was interesting. I thought it was an interesting
Wow.
take.
It
Yeah.
was.
Me personally, I differ personally. But yeah, I thought that was it's an interesting twist,
Right?
that every board game should be electronic, I think is what he was saying last year. And
Fascinating.
Yep.
He's not here to say differently, so I think that we'll just have to assume that was it.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
That's what he was saying.
Sure, check out that, folks. That's episode 106. We are here at 107. There will be there may be some ranting. We shall see. But these are our top 12 hidden gems of 2024.
I thought you were going to say there will be no 108.
Nope, this is it,
That's
folks.
it.
We're done. That's a wrap.
That's it. It was a good run. But why don't we run into this list here? We're going to start things off, I believe, with Chris at our number 12. Is that correct, Chris? I'm going to check right now.
Yep, that's me.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you about my number 12. Number 12 is a little game called Bosa. So Bosa looks like one of those games that you would see at a store, at a Barnes & Noble, at a Target, and you would think, I'm a hobby gamer. I don't know this game. Yuck. And that's exactly what I thought as well. I said, that wasn't on crowdfunding. Why should I even care? But it's actually a really cute little drafting game. There'll be 4 cards in a market, and you're going to make a little tableau of 16 cards, and you're going to be pulling out your cards one by one, and whenever you drop a card into your tableau, you get to activate it, and you also get to activate like the row or the column. So max you can activate these. Your one column is sort of 4 times, and you're building kind of simultaneous engines while also trying to worry about like card placement as well. And so it's just cute. It's great. It's a really relaxing filler game. I had never heard of it before. I was like, this is probably going to be bad. And I was sort of a delightful surprise. But I don't think anybody's heard about it before, because when we look on Board Game Geek, it's 7908 on BGG. Wow. It's actually my furthest rated, my lowest rated, and only has 157 ratings. But it's sitting at like a 7.7 breakdown when you look at Board Game Geek. And I think that's a pretty good breakdown for the amount of people who have actually played it and enjoyed it. I think it is quite nice, a delightful filler game. I think it also was a pretty good price. So yeah, I quite liked it in terms of just a quick resource conversion engine building style game. I like building the tableau. I like having the secret objectives too. That my secret objective was like, you want to have as many purple cards as you can, but they can't have purple cards on either side. I'm like, okay, cool. So I want to make a whole crisscross pattern of purple cards, and that was my goal. And then trying to build an engine around that to get the other most points in other point categories was fun. It was really nice. And so I figured this was the most hidden of all the ones on my list to me.
That's very hidden.
Yeah.
And so I figured that I had to include it. And that's our number 12 is Bosa.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of this game, but it looks like something that would be in my wheelhouse. Like I can see me and Michelle totally playing this on a weeknight after work. And I love the fact that, you found something that is, I feel like it's readily available to folks. We just don't know. It's like almost like hidden in plain sight, right? So that's sort of cool.
Yeah.
So what was, Chris, where did you find it again? It was the Canadian equivalent of Barnes & Noble, was it?
I don't know. Somebody brought it to a board game night.
Oh, okay.
A board game thing. And the 6 of us played it. Took like, 45 minutes for 6 people.
Okay.
Which is pretty
people?
Good. Yeah, because it's just like quick drafting. You make
That's
16 decisions, essentially. And you only have 4 in the market to choose from. And so it just kind of goes around. You're like, okay, well, the market's going to be completely different by the time it gets back to me. But I think it was 6 people, or maybe it was 5, because it might only go up to 5.
It says 5 on BG,
but
it's nice to get like a short, quick strategy game for 5 is not always common.
Cool. All right. That's the way to kick off our list, folks. Hidden gems for 2024. Let's move on to our number 11. I'm going to take this one. This is a 2-player game called Naishi. This was from France, and recently Renegade just picked it up, and Michelle and I did a playthrough of it. This is a 2-player tableau building game, and it has the mechanism that I cannot stand, where you have a hand of cards and you cannot shuffle your cards in your hand.
Oh no, I love that.
Oh really? So I can't stand that. Yeah, because I'm a poker
it's hard.
player.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
The muscle memory is frustrating, and
like, as a poker player, I always want the same suits and the same numbers together, but in Naishi, they do it in a really cool way. So you have your hand of cards, and it relates to right in front of you. So Michelle and I, we would actually be playing this across the table from each other in real life, but here for the purpose of the stream, we're side by side. So you see the little tableaus here. We have the middle market, which is the river, and then I'm on top here. That's going to be my first tableau, and then my second tableau is actually in my hand. And then same with Michelle, she has her tableau in front of her, and then she has her hand. And whenever you draw a card from the river, you're either going to put it in your hand and discard it from the exact same space that you got it from, or you're going to place it in front of you in your open tableau and replace it exactly where the card is coming from the river. Now, all the cards have different powers and abilities, and you also have an action selection system there on the right side where you can place a token and take an action where you can start manipulating cards. So if you don't like the card that's, say, like right in the middle, maybe you could use that special action to say, I want that middle card to go to the far right or left or whatever, and then bring it into your tableau. So as you're doing this, you are playing until one of those river spaces is gone, like completely gone of cards, and then you can decide to end it there if you feel like you have enough points, or you can continue the game until 2 of the river spots are gone. And then what's really neat is you're going to score 2 tableaus. So you, Michelle and I, we only have our first open tableaus there. But at the end of the game, we're going to reveal our hand, and we're going to place our hand right below our tableau. So you're going to have a 5x2 grid and then scoring on depending on what you have there. So some of them are like, hey, if there's a red card next to a green card, you'll get points. Others are who has the most of the blue cards. Yet others are, do you have a certain number of these cards? You'll get positive points. If you only have one of them, you get negative. It has a lot of really cool scoring mechanisms that I've seen in other games, but I love this whole like hidden tableau in your hand, and then you have the open one in front of you, and you're trying to manipulate those. So there are ways to get them from one tableau to another. Naishi, it is so I don't know if it was underlooked just because it's a 2-player card game. There's a ton of those these days, but this one is excellent, folks. It's got like this I don't know, like some sort of Japanese theme. The theme, honestly, is just pasted on. It could be anything. I would have preferred cute critters, which I always prefer, but hey, the gameplay is rock solid, and that's why it's our number 11, Naishi.
Cool. Yeah, never heard of this one. So you've achieved the bare minimum of hidden gem that we haven't heard of it, and it sounds fun. I like that dual tableau that you're creating. That sounds
I love this list. First of all, before I start yapping too much, Ruel, could you turn me down a little bit? We are getting feedback from chat that I'm a little loud.
Okay, sure. No
but what I love about this list is that for once, none of us can trash talk the other person's picks, because we're all like, haven't heard that before.
Yeah.
I like that. We have like no additional commentary. It's like, wow.
Okay, so that's our number 11, Naishi. Let's move on to our number 10. Ray, you've got this one.
All right, our number 10, this is the least of my hidden games. This had 2,500 ratings on BGG.
Wow.
Which is quite a lot. But I felt like it didn't get talked about much in the media cycle last year. And I feel like part of that's just because kind of what, Ruel, you just mentioned, we've had a lot of good card games lately, like a lot. I feel like it takes quite a bit for a card game to stand out in the last couple of years, because we've had just a couple of years of just straight bangers. And this one I think is super solid and would have deserved a little bit more attention than it got. And this is Odin. This is a hand-shedding game, kind of like Scout. It kind of hits the same part of my brain that loves Scout, but it's simpler. I was actually just coincidentally talking to a coworker last week about how Scout's like on my top 5 list of like quick, easy card games. And then every time I try to teach it to a non-gamer, it's painful. Scout has got a little bit too much to it. The strategy's a little too opaque, and Odin feels like a great step down from Scout that is still just as fun, but a little bit easier for newcomers to understand the strategy of it. So Odin is a hand-shedding game. You are going to be trying to play sets of cards to beat the previous set of cards that were played before you. So again, kind of like Scout. But here, the cards you can play the same number as the previous person or one more. And the cards you play have to either be the same suit or the same number. So you'll see there's like 4 or 5 different colored suits. So if Chris played like a blue 5-3, I could play a pink. I could play 2 pink cards or 3 pink cards. Now, how do you determine if my hand beats Chris's hand? You are going to add together. Add is kind of a hard, not the right word. You're going to smoosh together the numbers on the cards you play. So with Chris's 5 and 3, he has a 53. He doesn't have
I got
8.
a 53.
He has 53. I could then come in with 2 4s, like 2 pink 4s, and have that's not how that works.
That's not enough.
2 6s. 2 6s. Then I'd have 66.
Dang
and
it.
I'd beat him. I know. Crazy how that works. And then what you do after you play your cards, you're going to then take one of the cards from the previously played hand. So I would then have to draft one of Chris's blue 5 or 3 to add into my hand. I know.
Took my 5.
Crazy.
Now I'm just a 3.
And so what I like about it is that strategy of you want to play powerful hands so you can get rid of as many cards as possible and shed your hand, but you have to be mindful of what's left in your hand, because whatever you take from the previous person kind of has to have a home. Just having one blue 5 is going to really suck. Kind of like in Scout, having random singletons is a real pain in the butt. But what I like about this versus Scout for new players is you're always getting new cards in your hand, right? So sometimes Scout has plenty of mechanisms to counterbalance the bad hand problem, but you kind of need to know what you're doing. Odin, there's a lot, you're shifting through your hand a lot more, and I think that makes it a lot more accessible. And I find this game is actually harder than it sounds. I've been playing it a ton on BGA, and I got my butt kicked all the time. But yeah, this is Odin. It's a nice little card game. I like the mechanism of adding the numbers together like that to determine the power of your hand. It's easier for people to grasp than like runs or sets or whatever. It's just you add it together. Big number beats small number. Nice and simple. And yeah, that's Odin.
Yeah,
really thought I had it with my 53.
I know. It was crazy. It was an upset. I came in with those 2 6s. Who would have seen it coming?
Yeah. I've also played this on BGA. Ray, you're right. It's I love how you describe it. It's just a step down from Scout, but there's still plenty of stuff to it's playing a strategy here, and I really enjoyed this one. I have not played it in real life yet, but I'm dying to because I really like.
It's the perfect BGA game. I love it.
Right?
It's great it feels like it was meant for BGA.
Agreed. Yeah. So good. Okay, let's move on to Richard. He's got our next game. This is number 9. Richard, take it away.
Hey gang, hey everybody, it's me. I am here, and I'm gonna add to the list because, interestingly, I've already got a sneak peek at everything that Ray, Ruel, and Chris are talking about today. I have not played any of these games. In fact, I've only even heard, really, I know anything about 2 of them. They were both Chris's. One, he's mentioning a game that Shay actually covered on the channel. It looked fairly nice, if you like that sort of thing. And then another one, I'm actually planning on covering while Jen and I are on the road on our way to Essen Spiel. So you'll be seeing me doing coverage of it with its new expansion that's going to be coming soon. And I'll leave it to you to guess what I'm actually talking about, or mention it down in the comments if you think you know. Anyway, though, we are on the road. We're on the M4, somewhere deep in Wales, heading east towards the Channel, because we have embarked on an epic 3-month road trip, leaving Ireland behind. We're going to be spending a week in the Netherlands, because Jen's going to be taking a glassmaking class with some world-renowned artist that she very much respects and is very excited about, and then we're going to be very slow rolling our way to Germany for Essen Spiel, and then we're going to spend a few months on the road, heading back through France and probably down to Spain. And yes, Paulo, we will make it to Portugal. We will swing by and say hi. Ooh. Should I be committing to that?
There you go. You've just committed.
Apparently we've committed. All right. But anyway, folks, if there's more R&Rs, you'll be hearing from us more on the road. And I know there'll be at least one when we get together to do our most anticipated for Essen. I might be recording it at Essen, who knows? But anyway, enough about all that business. We are talking about hidden gems from last year. I've got so many I could tell you about. Here's how I came up with my list. I basically just took a list of everything I played and sorted it by the Board Game Geek ranking. And pretty much anything above that didn't at least make it to the 6,000s is outside the 6,000 best games of all time, I'm reckoning is an overlooked gem. And right now I'm going to be telling you about my 3 most overlooked because they are at the absolute bottom of the list. I mean, one of them is like number 14,000 or something like that, or 12,000 on the database. So people should be paying attention to this game, but they haven't. Anyway, though, we'll get to that one in a second because right now we're talking about number 9. On our combined list, it is, if I can push the buttons, there we go. Jen's going through a roundabout. It's Cat Packs! Cat Packs! This is a game I actually covered when it was crowdfunding. I think it's a fantastic little sweet, charming game. Drafting cards that are all these different cats in funny, adorable situations. Apparently, it's based on the art is done by a famous cartoonist, and this is a popular line of stuff that this cartoonist does. I don't really know the background. All I know is it's a really good game. Kind of reminiscent of Calico. Hey, there's 4 cards out there. I'm gonna grab one. I hope the one I want is there when I get a chance. And then we're actually going to end up. I'm gonna take it into my hand, and then I can play cards. This is one of those. Hey, I've got to sacrifice some cards to play other cards. So you got all those fun fun, race for the galaxy, tough choices to make. But the game really comes alive when you're actually playing them into your little grid, because all the cards have different color markings on the outer edges, and you're trying to get those to line up to get extra points. But these cards have special powers. These cards have different ways they want to be adjacent to each other. Some of them are income generators. Some of them there's actually a kind of a little majority thing. Whoever's got the strongest cats or the richest cats or the fattest cats, the fat cats. Actually, I just made that up. Although there are some fat cats in here. There's cats of all types, as you're seeing in the video. Folks, I don't have to belabor it too long. You can go watch my run through. There's going to be a link for it down in the show notes. And I think, like me, you will be incredibly charmed by this game. And you'll say to yourself, why has no one heard of our number 9 hidden gem of 2024, Cat Packs? Okay, back.
All right, Cat Pack, so cute and cozy. I'm really stunned that this didn't make any of our lists, because I had never heard of it, but it seems like my type of jam. It looks super cute, and yeah, Cat Packs, friends. That's a really hidden gem.
I have heard of that one
Okay.
as well, because it was on crowdfunding, and so it's been on. There've been a couple iterations of it on crowdfunding as well. They've just added in new packs, right? New cats, new packs, new fat stacks.
What a world we live in.
Yes.
New tracks. No, there aren't any tracks in the game, but there might be some cat tracks that you can stack. I thought this game, when it was on Kickstarter, looked fine. I know it had it was a higher price for what essentially boiled down to like just a small deck of cards that you're going to tile lay. I thought the tile laying looked ordinary, so it didn't look like it was anything innovative. But I'm glad that that Richard enjoyed it enough to put it on the list. But for me, I was when I looked at it, I remember being like, yeah, okay, sure. It kind of was like a in terms of what it elicited from me when I was looking at it when the campaign was running. But
yeah. And again,
I can see that.
We all look through so many games every day, and it's hard to keep track. So I can see why that just sort of flew past us. But hey, Richard, thanks for taking the time out from your road trip to share that with us. It's always funny to see where he's at. I
hope he'll be in a field.
I love that he just moved to Ireland, and he's like, "We're leaving Ireland behind for 7 months." It's like, dude, you just moved there. Right? Do you even have like your mailing address set up? And he's like, on the road again.
I know.
Which you gotta love him for it. He's living his life.
Absolutely.
And we are all just jealous. That's all it is.
Yeah. Let's move on to our number 8 game of Hidden Gems. Back to you, Chris. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so this is the one that Richard was talking about that he'd heard of before, because Shay did a run through of. I just looked up, and I assumed that Shay would do a run through of it, because it seems it is a bigger box style game, and I feel like often those go to Shay versus Richard. This is Earth Under Siege Flashpoint. So this one is rated 7,587 on Board Game Geek. It has 146 ratings, and it's currently rated an 8.7 on there. It is a great game. It's really, really fun. My favorite part about it is that it captures a stealth game in the way that I want stealth to be captured in a board game. I feel like the only other kind of stealth games that I'm aware of are Burn Cycle is one of them, but I like this more than Burn Cycle, and mainly because I find with a stealth game, the hard part of capturing, making a stealth game fun is that in a stealth game, you have to be waiting around. Inherently, you're waiting around for the troops to get into position so you can burst out from the wall and like do a sneak attack and get them and make sure that nobody sounds the alarm, right? But that inherently comes with like, okay, well, I have to wait 2 turns, burn 2 turns for this guard to walk down this pathway and around the corner, right? And so I think what's interesting about this is that the fun part is that you'll have a hand of cards. Your cards will all do different things depending upon what character you are. All the characters are pretty fun except for Captain Hicks, who I hate.
All my homies hate Captain Hicks.
We hate. I would say we hate Captain Hicks. I don't know. Captain Hicks just seemed like less cool than everybody else because he's more of a support character. I'm like, I don't want to support you. I want to do cool things myself.
Classic Chris doesn't play support. It does not shock me.
Yeah, you know what? No, that's not true.
No. That totally fits my narrative of you. Lines in perfectly. I don't need new information.
No, I'm giving you information. Attack on Titan, the deck building game. I love playing a support deck. I'm like
Here we
giving you a
go.
fuel
Okay.
canister, giving you a resupply.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. But in this, I don't know. I think the other ones feel a little bit more active. But what's really exciting is that you can discard on your turn. You can discard cards from your hand to get like additional tokens, which will then, depending upon the type of card that it is, which then gives you like a boosted version of another card. So it's like you're building up. It's like you're really setting a trap, and it gives that feeling of setting a trap. And you can't really just run in guns blazing because the enemies are tough enough that you'll probably get wrecked. And so because of that balance, I think it really nails the stealth genre in quite a big way. And I think the production is very well done. I think the storage is awful. I think it's very bad.
You can't have everything.
Yeah.
It's like
No, you can't have
three
everything.
things, pick two when it comes to board games.
Storage is horrid. They're like, we got all this great storage. I'm like, it's really bad. It doesn't help with setup. It's such a big friggin' chunky box too. But I think the gameplay itself and the scenarios are really fun. It's also built as a campaign game, but I'm playing it more as like one shots because the progression as you go through you don't really have to worry about it, which is great because I can't have another campaign game on my conscience. I just want a scenario.
Yeah.
I just want to be like, okay, I've leveled up to like this amount. Great.
That's
I'll build my
valid.
character and I'll go through. I don't want
Totally
another
fair.
campaign game. I don't need it. I just want to play some scenarios and have fun
Yeah.
with this stealth game. And I think that's what this does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That's so
mentioned the
interesting.
storage.
I don't know that I.
Oh, sorry. I was
No,
just
you go
gonna
ahead,
say
Ruel.
real
No, you're
quick,
good.
Burn cycle, you'd compare to that. Burn cycle, it's hard to top as far as storage, right? Like that, the chip theory games, they always come out with like the best storage and best components. So, but this looks really interesting as well. Like, is it the whole, is it a cyberpunk setting? Is that what I'm looking at? Or no, I'm thinking of Burn
Yeah.
cycle, but this is
It's
sort
like
of
XCOM. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyways, Ray, comment.
I was just gonna say I don't think I've ever thought about stealth as its own genre. So it was interesting to hear your takes on it because there's just I can't think of a lot of games that I would categorize as that. So that was it was very interesting to hear your thoughts on it. I want more, and I maybe want more that are not sci-fi themed. I want someone to do a cool take on stealth that is not XCOM-y, right? Because everything that I can think of is like some sort of XCOM style game. So but this one looks like a good one, and
I'm
I think
always
so many aspects of
I'm
it are
always a
just
fan
really
of
slick.
cute critters. Can we have a cute critters stealth game? I mean,
Yeah.
can we make that a
Red
thing?
Wall Stealth.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I would love that.
Right?
I would love that.
But you're Clooney the rat, and you're breaking into Red Wall, and you're killing all the Red Wall. You're Methuselah. Sorry,
Oh, Lord.
you're gone.
Methuselah.
Let's resurface the childhood trauma here. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
The Red Wall.
Yeah.
Spoiler
Spoiler
alert for a children's series.
That's 30 years old.
Wow.
Right. Wow.
It's older
I
than
love
me.
that. We said Methuselah on the stream. We're good. Let's move on to our number 7. I'm gonna take this one, friends, of our hidden gems. This is from two of my favorite designers. So our number 7 is Wrath of Fire Mountain. It's from two of my all-time favorite designers, Eric Lang and Phil Walker Harding. Praise be. It is a game
And I've never heard of it.
I can't believe I haven't heard of this, and I love Eric Lang.
So good.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Yeah,
I have thoughts, but
I have heard of it.
It just clicked where I've seen this before. I think that Eric Lang is testing a prototype of this in the movie The Hobby.
Oh,
I think that like this looks like what he's playtesting in that movie.
So there it is.
Maybe I have heard of it.
Yeah, so check out that movie, folks. You'll see the behind the scenes stuff. So Eric and Phil got together and they mashed up two really interesting mechanisms. So it is area control, which Eric Lang is, famous for so many of his games. And as you can see here, that's Fire Mountain. You have the different terrains. That's how you're scoring your area control. So, do you have the most in this contiguous group of grass or a field or water or whatever. But then after each round, you're going to move these things. And I'm going to fast forward a little bit to the video here where you can actually see me moving. So you're going to choose to either go up and down or left or right. And it's going to bring things around. And as you can see there, there it is right there. So I'm going to choose one tile, move it up. And that's going to change like how you play, how are you going to try to figure out where to bring your characters and stuff. It is so fun. And I think I know why this didn't hit. I really feel like people sort of overlooked this because it was from Gamewright, and Gamewright is really well known for like Sushi Go, like these very accessible
Yeah,
games.
like lighter children.
games.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm thinking like hardcore games, they think, oh, this is a baby game for babies. No, it's not. This is a fantastic game. Again, Eric Lang, Phil Walker Harding, praise be. You put those two designers,
be.
I'm all over it. And I think this is such a hidden gem, criminally underrated, and that's why it's our number 7, Wrath of Fire Mountain.
Nice. Yeah, I remember in the segment in the hobby where Eric is talking about this, he's describing playtesting, right? It's his little segment talking about how you make a game, how you playtest a game. He said playtesting is just playing an unfun game a lot until it becomes a fun game. So I'm glad to hear that this game turned into a fun game, because that was my only exposure to it. Was I saw that and I was like, that's a game that I don't like. I don't remember hearing about it, right? I was like, oh, I thought this was still a to be published Eric Lang game at the time of the movie releasing, because I just don't think it didn't get the press cycle. So I was under the impression it wasn't out yet. So this was kind of cool. Kind of like deja vu, of like, oh, I have seen that before.
That's
so yeah, I'm glad it turned out to be good.
Yeah, it's like really good. And again, there's just so many games that come out every year, and some just slip through the cracks. And unfortunately, this one did. I think is fantastic. So it's an area control game with Yahtzee style rolling. I can't think of any other game like that with tile lane, right? It's sort of
and the way the tiles like move and push each other, like that's cool.
Yeah, it's like,
Oros,
which So
cool.
I still haven't seen The Hobby.
I haven't either.
You're in it a bunch. That was going to be when we were talking about WSBG. That was going to be my second question. We got on another topic, but my second question was going to be, how did it feel to see WSBG and you in a movie?
Yeah.
And the answer would be, you don't know.
I know. I really need to see it. I've been trying to get to a screening, but we had a screening of it at WSBG.
You can buy it.
But I was
watch it online.
Oh, okay. All right. I need to buy it then. And
I mean, watching it at a screening would be way more fun.
Yeah. Well, because Simon, who's the director, was like, "Oh yeah, I got to Toronto." He's in Toronto too. Like he lives in Toronto.
There you go.
And so I was like, okay, well, I want to go to like a screening or whatever.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, I just need to actually watch it.
You just need to watch it because you're in it.
I know WSBG's
every time I've watched it, because it's become my show this to people in my life who don't understand what I do for a living movie. And every time you come on the screen, I'm like, that's my friend. Every time I'm like, I know that guy.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch it. I know that they captured a lot from WSBG, and it ended up being like a decent part.
It was one of the big,
big
storytelling pillars, which I wasn't expecting.
We weren't expecting Simon wasn't expecting when he came down, but he's just like, no, in terms of the footage that he got and making it a nice through line and a story.
Yeah, they just had a screening in LA recently, which I unfortunately missed, because I know Chris will be much more handsome on the big screen than on the little screen.
See, there you go. That's what I was saying. Let us know. Remember, let us know in chat how handsome I am, because again, I don't think I saw enough of that when we said it earlier.
No.
So I'm
wasn't enough.
Let us know in chat.
Let us know in chat. And why don't we move along to our number 6? We're going to turn it over to Ray.
Sorry, I got us off track. Let's talk about our next game. Our next game has 340 ratings on BGG, so a lot less, big jump from my last one.
Yeah.
This is Stalk Exchange. Now, Stalk Exchange is a gorgeous stock market manipulation game. Typically isn't my jam. I'm not into stock market games, but the way the stocks rise in this game is via a communal spatial puzzle, which is my jam. So this kind of tricked me into playing kind of baby's first stock market game, because that genre really, they're always themed in like the most boring way ever. And this is a really nice breath of fresh air for the stock market genre. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be investing in different types of flowers based on your hidden portfolio. Everyone's going to have a number of flower tokens that represent what they're invested in. And then in order to get the stocks for those flowers to rise, you're going to be planting flowers in this communal garden. Now, at first, all the flowers start as bulbs, and they need to have space around them in order to bloom. And then once you get a group of like-colored flowers that have all been bloomed next to each other and fully surrounded, all of those flowers will harvest, and that'll directly relate to rising in that flower's stock. So it's really, there's something, it doesn't do the game justice, but it feels like Candy Crush to me. You're trying to get these little groups of flowers together, and then they all burst, and then the stock rises. That is really satisfying to me. And I like that it's this communal spatial puzzle, right? You're trying to see what types of flowers someone else is planting. And you're trying to kind of like game the system a little bit. And that could mean, blocking them out from making big groups and putting more of your flowers down. It could be pivoting and riding their wave of like, hey, Chris really likes tulips. I'm going to switch my portfolio and start investing in tulips and just let Chris do all of the work. Or my favorite strategy is to see that Chris is investing in tulips and then I just go tulip crazy. I just plant a ton of tulips because remember, a group doesn't harvest until it's totally surrounded. And there comes a point where if a group is so big, it's hard to surround it. So there's a point, my favorite strategy in this game is to get someone really excited about one type of flower, get them planting a lot of it, and then add on to the point where you can't ever harvest it because it's gotten so out of control. I just really like that spatial element. It's quick, it's light, it's fun. I wish this had like found its audience better than it did because I think it's such a solid production. The little wooden pieces are so nice. And yeah, that's Stalk Exchange. I love this game. I'm biased and I know it, but this is one of my favorite games that I've been a part of recently, and I wish it got it got more love. I demoed nothing but this at Essen, and they kept trying to put me on another game, and I was like, no, I want to demo Stalk Exchange. I love teaching this game to people.
Yeah. I remember you taught it to me at Gamma, I think 2 years ago or whenever it
Oh,
came
that's
out.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was this and Gnome Hollow that really changed the way I view the op, Ray. It's like, oh, y'all aren't playing anymore. These are hobby games, like, full-on hobby games, and it's terrific. And I don't know if it was like, maybe it was just a victim of Gnome Hollow's success. Like everyone was so focused on
It
Gnome
might have
Hollow
been, yeah.
that it sort of like, was, pushed
Cannibalized
aside.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but it's, you're right. It is a terrific game. Folks, if you've not gotten a chance to play, I definitely recommend this one as well.
And me, I'm just happy that all my favorite flower, the tulip, is
There you go.
flourishing. You know what I mean? It doesn't even need to be harvested. I just like seeing it being planted and even double tulips. Hey, do you know that there's a thing called a double tulip? Kind of looks
In real life?
Really?
Yeah, it kind of looks like it looks like a better carnation. That's what it looks like.
Oh.
It's
I didn't know we needed a better carnation, but here we are.
Me neither.
Well, you do, because carnations suck.
That's true.
Boo, carnations, double tulips.
Double tulips.
Yeah, double tulips. They're a cool flower. So I'm very happy that I was investing in tulips. And this isn't even brought to you by Big Tulip.
Wow.
It's in fact brought to you by Goblins Hate Christmas. But they love
Yay.
Yay, Goblins Hate Christmas. Let's turn back over to Richard for our collective number 5. And Richard, where are you at? What do you got?
Okay, we're moving on to number 5 because I've got nothing to say again. I guess everybody's choosing well on this list because these are a whole bunch of games that, Chris, Ray, and Will are talking about that I know nothing about or next to nothing about. So I'm looking forward to hearing them say, why do they think they deserve the nod? But I'll tell you why I think our number 5 deserves the nod. It is Race to Mars. Now, I guess I understand why it's so well hidden. I'm pretty sure this was self-published by a guy, I want to say Norway. I'm pretty sure it was Norway. Maybe it was Sweden. Maybe it was, I'm pretty sure he was Norwegian. And the thing is, I think he only put out like 500 copies of this game, and I'm very fortunate that he sent me one, because Jen and I both fell hard in love with this race game. This game is so good, I ended up getting rid of several other race games from my collection, because I just didn't need them anymore when I could do the Race to Mars. And I am hoping, Ray the Op, hoping that some publisher out there will contact him and put it in front of more people, because I think this game is just something really special. What is it? Well, it is a Race to Mars, kind of set in the modern day, and the game has 2 halves. The first half of the game, we are taking turns drafting cards, and these cards are either going to be our crew, they're multi-use cards. We draft them to add to our crew with all kinds of special powers, or we draft them and tuck them under our rocket, so we've got more modules that will do different things that are on the way to Mars. That's a terrible view of rulebook. Or the cards that we don't take when we're drafting every round, they end up getting placed in the middle of the board. You can see here we are, in the second half of the game. This is the actual racetrack to Mars. If we zip back earlier in this run through I did as an exclusive for backers of the show, hey, there's no road yet, and here we are. We're starting to lay them out. So The card I take is important for building my rocket, building my crew. The card that neither of us, that nobody takes, that's the road I'm going to be traveling on. So I'm trying to actually design a rocket with that road in mind. I'm trying to get the right crew with that road in mind. Sometimes I'm just grabbing cards to make sure, oh, this card, I can't let it be on the road because I can't get past this particular segment. So the first half of the game is anybody can, after a certain threshold, you can take off. You can launch and just get going as fast as you want. Jen remembers this. Jen, Jen was just going like this.
You can switch paths, remember?
Oh,
yeah.
We haven't played this game for half a year, and Jen remembers it.
I love this game. This is a great game.
I cannot stress how high a recommendation that is if Jen remembers it 6 months later, especially after all we've been through moving halfway across the world. But anyway, so Jen remembers this thing too, because she was remembering, oh, there are powers you can have that let you jump from one lane to another. If you go, oh, I don't mind that card going in there because I'm just going to jump over to your lane at one point because our rockets are kind of similar. So the first half of the game is really cool, especially because you can take off whenever, once you've hit a certain crew threshold. And you might want to do that and get a leg up on everybody else. Or you might stay on Earth longer and keep drafting more and more cards, watching whoever took off first. Oh my God, they're halfway to Mars. But you know what? When you eventually launch, chances are you've got an amazing crew with an even better rocket that's even better suited to follow that path. And will you catch up? Will you? This game is very dramatic. It's really smart because then the second half is, we basically done a bit of deck building for all intents and purposes, and will we be able to make it first across the finish line and set up on Mars? It's so cool, and it is such a shame that so few people can play this, which is why I just beseech any board game publisher out there, go on Board Game Geek, look him up, send him a geek mail. He's just waiting for somebody to recognize how brilliant this game is. Hey, any publishers, email me, and I will send you a link to my backer-only exclusive video I did for this, so you can check this out and see if it might be good for your catalog, because it's gotta be. It's so good. My wife loves it. Jen has something else to say. Yes,
yeah.
bye.
I just want to say, I am driving. I'm not even looking at any of these graphics, and I remember this game just from his description.
I cannot. That is amazing, Jen. We play so many games there. Jen can barely remember them. A few weeks after we played them, when we have to do the monthly Jen jog, where Jen has to talk about all the games we played. She remembers this months later and made such a strong impact. It is so good. It is just waiting for anybody out there to please pick this up so that it is no longer our number 5 hidden gem, the Race to Mars. Okay, back to y'all.
Okay, so thanks, Richard. Wow, that seemed like a pitch video for the op, anyway, but it looks really cool, and these are the hidden gems we're looking for, ones that deserve to be seen or played by a bigger, wider audience. So perhaps it's in the future. Who knows? Yeah, I love the theme. I'd love
certainly never heard of it. So.
Yeah.
Certainly never heard of it. Yeah, it looks good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so now we've got 4 more games to talk about, and Chris, we're going to bring it back to you for number 4.
Yeah, I didn't know this one had an expansion coming out, but I'm excited that it does, because that's the one that Richard was talking about in his first video. This is my least hidden gems of the gems that I have revealed to you all. It has 701 ratings, so too many. So many, and in fact, too many, so that it couldn't be under 700. I meant TOO too many, but whatever. But yeah, this is Kavango. This is rated 3051, basically in the public's eye. But yeah, Kavango is a great game. Kavango is very much like a Seven Wonders style game, a drafting game. You'll have a hand of cards. You'll pick one. You'll pass it on. That's what drafting means. So yes, it is very much a drafting game. And it is all about creating a conservation area in Kavango. I saw this on crowdfunding. It was my pick of the week on crowdfunding, and I thought it looked really good. And then my friend Colin bought a copy of it. And then I also played a copy of it with some people over at the Level Up Gaming Retreat as well. And it did exactly what I wanted it to. It's one of those games which sets out to do a job, and it does the job very, very well. You have a tableau. You're going to be building that tableau slowly over time. But there's also a couple other things that are going on where you're competing for these public goals that the first person to complete it gets a bunch more money. You can spend your money on like conservation projects. There's a global conservation track where some animals, in order to play them down, you need to be up on a certain point of the global conservation track, or your own security track, or your own like habitat tracks or whatever. It's just great. It's very simple. You're taking four different types of resources, and then you're building animals, and you're trying to get the most points at the end of the game based around the animals that you build. Super simple, very great drafting game. I just thought the production quality was really good. On Kickstarter, their bonus was that every copy got one of their cards, got a foil version of the card. So Colin has like a foil elephant, and the people who I played with had like a foil leopard or something like that. I just think it's a really solid game that I think was only available on Kickstarter, and it did like pretty well on Kickstarter. But I think it's one of those things where if you're not in that sphere, you likely will have missed it. I found it very relaxing. I would rather play this over Seven Wonders. It is the sort of thing that would replace that for me. And yeah, I really like the theming. I thought the art is really cool. And there's just like little tweaks, little bonus cards that you can add in, and little goals that you're trying to achieve that make it a bit more dynamic and yeah, really fun. So that's Kavango, which is our number 4. I really like it, and I'm now very excited about the expansion because I'm really excited to see what that brings, because it's a fairly simple game, and so anything that would up that complexity and increase the decision space, I definitely would be interested in, even though the main game's decision space is pretty good.
Yeah,
Nice.
this one looks terrific. I remember, so that's my co-host, Becca Scott, over there at Good Time Society. We do a morning show, Good Morning Society, every Wednesday morning. I remember when this was actually, they were doing the shoot for this, and she really liked this one. And I love the look of it. And I just assumed it was going to go to retail for some reason, but apparently not. So I'm glad that
Yeah,
the
I don't know. I
expansions-
don't know if it has or not, but
Yeah.
I think it did well enough that some retail stores might have it, but I
Okay.
don't know if it's like widely available at this point.
Yeah. So that's cool that they have the expansion. So I'm assuming with the expansion Kickstarter or campaign, we'll be able to get the base game as well. So this one
Probably,
looks
yeah.
terrific, Chris. Yeah. Good call.
Yeah, the idea of it being like a Seven Wonders replacement is very interesting to me, because I'm a big Seven Wonders person. It's super nostalgic for me, but like,
Yeah.
I like the idea that there might be something
Yeah.
simpler to get to the table than Seven Wonders.
Yeah,
The
same.
problem is I keep confusing the name of this with Kabanga. There's Kavango and Kabanga, and I maybe that's why I didn't do well. But everyone got them confused, like I got them confused, even though they're completely different games and have no similarities other than you say them. They sound very similar.
They do. Is
Yeah.
Kabanga the one? Are you like? Is it a dexterity game, Ray? The Kabanga?
No,
I forget.
it's like a card game
Card
with
game, okay.
masks, like colorful masks on the front.
Okay.
Totally different.
Yeah, I'm
They
totally
just-
thinking of a different game now.
B and the
Okay.
V sound the same, and yeah.
All right, cool. All right, let's move on to our number 3. I believe that's going to be my call. Number 3, I'm going back to the cozy theme, because I don't know, I haven't really talked about cozy games this segment, but this is our number 3 collectively. I love this one. It's called Wild Gardens. This is cozy. I guess food, foraging for food, and you're creating meals for your friends. And I love the theme of this, and I love games like this where super colorful, right? And it's taking mechanisms that we're familiar with, such as deck building, bag building, and then you're just moving along this track, taking actions. And what I love about this is the way that you upgrade your actions. So I don't want to compare it to Arc Nova, right? It's nowhere near that like complex of a game, but it has that thing where you have basic actions that you can upgrade them. And it's like, oh, now I get more stuff, and you start comboing things, which is really neat. And as you go, you're collecting food and you're trying to fulfill recipes, right, for your friends, come up with like a killer meal for them. And as you do, you have opportunities to like collect books and then drop books off at the library or like some storage space or whatever. So that's going to unlock some other scoring for you. So there's a lot more going on in this game, which really surprised me the first time I played it. But I love that about this. It's again, the presentation is off the charts. It's just been knocked out of the park. This is from Rose Gauntlet Foundation, or Rose Gauntlet Entertainment, who also does the Rose Gauntlet Foundation, who I've worked with in the past. And it is phenomenal. It is a game that I wouldn't call it exactly a gateway. I'd probably like a gateway plus or even a light medium game because there's so much going on. But at the same time, it's a game where the accessibility is really on point. It's like, oh, this looks beautiful on the table. I'm interested in this. I want to feed my friends these awesome meals. So it's really easy to grab people into it. Now, having said that, there is a bit more going on, so it's not something that you just take to like a general game night, but it's a game I would definitely play at any time. I've actually played the solo edition as well, a solo variant as well, which is really good. I love Rose Gauntlet games. Isaac Vega is an amazing designer, and Wild Gardens, folks, I don't know why it didn't hit. It's just one of those things. There's so many games going on. This may have just been flown on the radar, and it's our collective number 3, Wild Gardens.
Yeah, I've had this one on my radar for a long time, and I just, for whatever reason, I haven't pulled the trigger on it. But it's so gorgeous, and like you said, Rose Gauntlet is amazing. So
yeah, all the components, and it is. Oh,
yeah,
it's such a great
their
game.
games are always so gorgeous. Oh my god.
Yeah, I remember looking at this when it was on Kickstarter as well and crowdfunding. So you got 2 of us knowing it, Ruel. It was really that hidden. I don't know. My concern with this one is that it seemed very simplistic in terms of how do you move your person around the garden? It's you just have like a movement stat, or you can move it one space? Or
yes.
Do you recall?
Yeah, so let me go back here. So that's actually one of the things you could upgrade. So I think you get like basic movement, but then as you upgrade your actions, then you can like, oh, now I get additional movement, or when I move, I get additional resources. And then certain spots give you a resource, and that may give you either another resource, or I think another movement as well. So you're really just building up things. You all start the same basic things on your player board, but yeah, as you go around that board, it really ramps up. And I should mention there are I think it's included, but there are some mini expansions that'll add things to the game. I think I might have played with one of them. It was like, adding visitors or something like that. But yeah, it does seem simplistic. I mean, it is simple, but I wouldn't call it a simple game. It's definitely got some, as I said earlier with another game, it has some meat on its bones, surprisingly. Cool. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that's our number 3. We got 2 more games to go. And Ray, I believe you have our number 2.
All right, so my number 2 has a criminal 74 ratings on PGG. Wow. And that feels impossible because this was picked up by the queen, Emily, from Shut Up and Sit Down. And it didn't give it that you'd think that would blow the doors open off it. And it didn't for whatever reason. But I was introduced to this game initially when a friend of mine at Gen Con last year pressed a small felt witch hat lovingly into my palm and said, I have a game for you. That's how they opened it. And I went, okay, you have my attention. So this is Curses and Covens. And the lead player token is a little felt witch hat that got worn a lot and passed around at Gen Con. It was very fun. Nice. This game, first of all, gorgeous, stunning, some of the most beautiful art. I feel like I say it all the time. This is some of the most gorgeous art I've ever seen in a board game ever. This video, I think, is probably old and is not doing it justice. Just look up the cards for this game. They're so stunning. They have all these little gold foil accents. Oh, beautiful. Anyways, this is a cat and mouse one versus many game, which I think we've bemoaned on this channel before. There's not enough of. And I love it because this is a simple entry in a genre that I feel like sometimes they try to make one versus many more interesting with more rules, more complexity. This is really clean, really simple. Basically, one player is going to be the witch hunter and everyone else is going to be witches. And you're going to have a hand of cards. If you're a witch, you're going to have a hand of cards. Some of those cards are going to be witches of various suits. Some of them are going to be rituals, evil rituals, and some of them are just going to be decoy townsfolk. And at the start of the round, you're going to lay all of your cards out on the table. So you and the witch hunter, everybody can see what's in everybody's hand. And this is the only time the witches are allowed to discuss and openly communicate. It also has limited communication, which I love. Oh, yes, that art. Yes, look at it. Look at that. Oh, so good. Beautiful. Anyways, you're going to be discussing in front of the witch hunter. So you want to try to be careful with your words about what you want to do during the travel phase. The travel phase is where everybody takes their cards secretly back into their hand, and you're going to, everyone that's a witch is going to either pass a card to somebody or request a card from somebody. So the witches are going to be like scattering about the town, and then the witch hunter is going to come around and pick 2 cards from 2 players to try to find the witches. And if the witch hunter gets 5 witches, they win. And if the witches collect 3 of a kind, 3 witches of the same coven together, they win. Or if they can stick the witch hunter with 2 rituals. And it sounds really simple. There's other things in there. You can cast spells. There's a decoy witch. There's other little things. It's so simple, but with the right group of people, I find this to be a really fun, really quick one versus many cat and mouse style game. And I'm just so sad that it didn't get the love it deserved. I don't know if this maybe hit more internationally because the people who originally introduced it to me were from Australia. And I know Emily from Shut Up and Sit Down, I believe, is also Australian. So maybe it like kind of just did its thing in Australia. It didn't really make it over here. I was gifted this game, so I don't even know how easy it is to get in the States. But this is gorgeous and stunning, and I think it deserves more love.
Yeah, I love the little hat. There, you can see it there in that photo.
Yeah,
so,
that literally was my
so
first
great.
introduction. She came up to me and was like, I have a game for you. Here's a present.
Oh,
That's funny. Yeah, I remember it jogged something in my memory, and I looked it up, and I did see it when it was in crowdfunding. It was in crowdfunding. It funded on November 15th, 2022, according to my spreadsheet that I keep. And then I just looked it up, and apparently only 317 backers backed it at crowdfunding as well.
Wow, criminal.
Yeah, it was only 27 Australian dollars as well, which is pretty good. That's like $20 US. That feels like a pretty good price for especially crowdfunding.
And for cards that are that high quality, tarot sized cards with gold foil, that's a really good price point for it.
Yeah. And now, Ray, you were saying this is a 1 versus all game, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't see too many 1 versus all card based games like this.
No, you don't see a lot of quick light entries in that genre.
Yeah.
And I think this is a really nice breath of fresh air.
Yeah, definitely piqued my curiosity. All right, we've got one more game. Let's see what Richard's got for us at number 1 today. Richard, what is it?
Okay, we're coming down to the wire, although I'm just getting started, folks. After we're actually done with this top 12 countdown, where each of us contribute 3, if you go into the extended, the post countdown, I'm going to give you a full top 10. In fact, actually, it's even 11. I'm going to do a honorable mention. I'm going to tell you about 11 amazing hidden gems. You've already heard 2 of mine. You're about to hear our communal number 1. And it's number 1 not because it's my favorite game I've talked about today. Probably Race to Mars is my top ranked, but this is number 1 because, oh my gosh, why has nobody played this? Why is it so far down on the overall Board Game Geek rankings? I'm not quite sure where it is. You can go to Board Game Geek, you can look it up. Very few people have had a chance to play this, and it's a real shame because it's something really special. It is our number 1 on the list, Boblin's Rebellion. As you can see, I did another one of these exclusive run-throughs for backers of the show. I mean, anybody can see this. Even if you just back for 1 month, for $1, you can go watch and see why this hidden gem is so special, along with Mindspace and a Valeria game. Anyway, though, sorry, that's neither here nor there. What is Boblin's Rebellion? This is a game where we are actually trying to spark the flames of rebellion. We're a bunch of little goblins trying to throw off the shackles of our oppressors. That's the theme. But really, at its heart, this is a very fast-paced engine building and engine destruction game. The game comes with these cool little cubes that have little silk screen faces of the little goblins, although there are, I forget what the bigger ones are, like trolls and whatnot. And these are our workers. But they are also the resources we spend to grab the cards to fire up the goblin industry, the fires of industry. To we grab these cards, we add them, we put our little goblins on them, and then we can run our engine and activate all the cards. But every time we run them, the goblins that you can see, you can see on them, there's like little progress meters on them. Eventually, once a given card has been run a few times, it's done, it's exhausted. That's how you turn them into points at the end of the game, is by running these. And so you are constantly juggling 3 things: your own board, where you're managing getting all these different goblins who have different powers. There's wizard goblins and worker goblins and fighter goblins and all that kind of stuff. But then you are using these to actually run the engines to generate different different types of goblins that we need for different types of things, because there are multiple levels of the dungeon, and there's hero goblins you can get with all kinds of cool special powers as we try to fight for our freedom in Boblin's Goblin Rebellion. But anyway, eventually, I mean, you want to use these engines up as fast as you can and then make room for new ones. So you're constantly adjusting your overall strategy as you tear apart the engines that you're building and rebuilding and pivoting from one thing to another. The presentation on this game is phenomenal. Those cool little green goblin cubes are just adorable, and it's just a fun game with tons of replayability, because every time you play, you're going to get a different combination of cards that are available to you. You're going to make different combinations of engines that you're trying to run, and it deserves more love. It is the most hidden of all the hidden gems that we talked about today, because I don't think any of the gang had anything that was lower on the overall Board Game Geek rankings, which isn't a reflection of its quality. It's just a reflection of how few people have actually seen our number one hidden gem of 2024, Boblin's Rebellion. Okay, back to y'all.
All right, Boblin's Rebellion. Yeah, I have not heard of that game. I've not seen it around, but it does look sort of cool. So there it is, the most hidden gem of them all, friends.
I will say that Boblin's Rebellion is ranking at 14,820 on Board Game Geek, which is significant because it is 22 spots lower than the critically acclaimed, me being the critic, Bounce Off. So Bounce Off has surpassed Boblin's Rebellion.
Bounce Off.
Bounce Off is officially the a better game than Boblin's Rebellion if these ratings are to be taken with gospel, and I think we should.
Yeah.
I think we should all praise
nothing's
the
ever been wrong
gospel
with the
of Bounce
BGG
Off.
rating.
Never, and
Infallible
never.
system.
And honestly, that's still too low, and I need everybody watching to go rate it a 10 and write why. Give it an honest 10, because anything else, you're not being honest.
That's right.
But also,
I was gonna say.
speaking of ratings, Boblin's Rebellion also. Unfortunately, I wanted you to win the lowest number of ratings, Ray, but it has 49 ratings.
Oh wow.
74 was good.
Yeah,
74 was really good, but still has 49.
40s
That's
is
probably
pretty
why
nuts.
why it's down there. But Bounce Off has 741 ratings, and that can only go up.
That's right.
Practically a mass market hit at that point. 700?
Well, yeah, so we need to keep that number going up with honest 10s, and you say why they're you can read the other people's
this
reviews.
video's getting clipped and sent to BGG, and all of a sudden your account's deactivated.
Yeah. You can no, I mean, I've been making that call for months, so you're safe. Nothing bad will happen to you. But yeah, I want everybody to go and make sure that we can. I think the point of this video is to make sure that we bring the hidden gems forward, and that is raising Bounce Off's rating, which was in the 16,000s, and now it is in the 14,000s, and it brings me so much joy.
Wow.
And I believe that we can get it up because it is the best of the best.
Yeah.
Our secret number 0, Richard. Oh, actually, I'm getting a text say, did you mention Bounce? You know what? I already did. He wanted me to do it. He wanted me to do this as a special segment.
The additional hidden gem of the list was Bounce Off. We've actually got a bunch more. We're going to talk about our honorable mentions, but let's turn it back to Richard. He's going to talk about his entire top 11 for hidden gems. So back to you, Richard, then we'll come right back.
Okay, post-countdown time. We're still in Wales. We're about to cross, we're doing the big bridge, aren't we?
This is Cardiff.
Oh, we're in Cardiff. We're passing through Doctor Who country. Anyway, that's not here nor there, because Jen just said in between me filming the last thing and the next thing, hey, could you get out the potato chips? And I'm like, okay, I just need a little bit more. She said, no, I need those potato chips. She needs a carb rush because we've been driving for hours already. We got many miles to go yet before we camp for the night. So
this is like the third England trip we've made in the last 6 weeks.
Yes, we've been spending a lot of time on the road.
This road in particular, and we've just kind of it's given me my brain as like potato chip land.
Yep. All right. So I got to get through this top 11 hidden gems quick. So let me just get right to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Starting with Gun It. Now, actually, Gun It should have been my number one, because where is it? It's actually at 18,853, because almost nobody has played this game, and that's a real shame. Now, I didn't put it on my real list because I've only gotten to play this game once at a convention as a 4-player game, and so I don't feel like I've had enough experience with it to really, full-throatedly say, yes, this is one of the greatest, but I was super impressed when I played it. What is it? It is a cooperative, limited communication, real-time game that is recreating a big Hollywood blockbuster movie car chase shootout. We are a car, and where we sit around the table determines whether we are the driver in the passenger seat or in the rear seats. And every round there are cars and motorcycles and all kinds of stuff just surrounding us, and we are having to real time figure out, right, who's gonna grab the shotgun, who's got the pistol, who's got the Uzi, which way are we shooting, and sometimes getting mixed up, and oh crap, I need to shoot at that over there. I'm literally in the passenger seat shooting in front of Jen, and maybe we're catching ourselves in the crossfire. It's a really clever game. It's incredibly thematic, and very it so deserves so much more attention. Like I said, it probably should be at my number one based on my own metric, but I just haven't played it enough. But I would like to play it more. If you like the idea of a board game that captures the feeling of the highway chase scene with Trinity on the motorcycle from Matrix Reloaded, that's what we're talking about, what this game does. It's a literal miracle of design. I highly recommend it from what little I've seen of it, but it's still an honorable mention. Now, let's go on to my number 10. It is Strange World Above the Clouds. This, very quickly, is a very, very sharp card drafting using, Sushi Go 7 Wonders style drafting. Hey, I pick one, hand the rest to my neighbor. I know I'm going to see some of them back, and laying cards out into a grid to score points. It's nothing we haven't seen many times before, but this is one of the best examples. The drafting in this game is so tension-filled, and the art is absolutely phenomenal, and I love everything about it. I'm trying to remember, I think this actually made it into my top 10 of 2024. It's that good, and it's sitting at 6,600. More people need to see Strange World Above the Clouds. Also, more people need to see number 9, Collab, another one that made it into my top 10 of the year. This is a brilliant worker placement game with, I think, probably the highest quality production of anything that came out in 2024. The miniatures for this game are out of this world bonkers. The worker placement is so cool because when I put my worker out to harvest what I need to, either concoct potions or make gadgets or summon creatures. We're basically mad scientists collaborating in one big communal laboratory. I send my workers out to the lab to get my stuff. My workers stay on the board, and anybody can use them on future turns to harvest their own things until I pull them back off the board. So there's a lot of collaboration in this competitive game. But that's not what really makes this game special. The 3 different types of cards you're drafting and getting all the resources to build and then laying out into your own grid. This is some of the best, cool, special power, puzzly grid laying stuff I've ever seen. You can go check out my run through I did for it. I cannot stress how great this is. Collab. Right, then we move on to Frozen Frontiers, another game I covered many years ago. I want to say like 3 or 4 years ago, and it was crowdfunding. I believe it eventually came out in 2024. This is a worker movement game where we are trying to, it's a hard sci-fi game. No fantastical stuff. This is just far in humanity's future, the 22nd century. We are colonizing a mining planet on a frozen mining planet. Life is harsh. As we build more and more infrastructure, we create things that other players get to use. Even though we're competing to be the best, we'll all die if we don't work somewhat together. It's not a semi-co-op game. It's still just a straight up competitive game. But this is a game where we're constantly creating opportunities for each other with the investments we make. And we hope everybody else comes and uses our stuff because we get benefits as well. It's a very, very sharp game. And again, I really appreciate, we don't see hard sci-fi like this. Fans of Terraforming Mars, they should be checking this out it's right in their wheelhouse. It's Frozen Frontier. Then we've got Hacktivity. Oh, this was a lovely little cooperative deck builder. Kind of. Basically, there are two decks. There's the virus deck, because we're going into cyberspace and trying to hunt down and destroy viruses with our cyber deck, and we're putting more cards into our deck. It's a communal game, and on my turn, I have to draw, I forget what it is, I have to draw like 3 cards, maybe 4 cards, and I pick how many cards do I draw from the virus deck, thereby creating problems for us to solve, and how many cards do I draw from our program deck that we actually use to fight stuff. I'm feeling like we're doing really good. You know what? I think I'm going to draw 3 bad guy cards and 1 good guy card. I'm like, oh no, these are the 3, and I don't even have what I need in hand. Fortunately, Jen does. There's lots of really fun, sharp, collaboration between players. It's really a nicely produced game too, with dual layer boards and all kinds of cool stuff. It's sadly, was it at number 10,894? It deserves more love. I forget. I think I did cover it. I think I'm trying to remember how I covered it, if I did a full run through or if we just did a sponsored segment of it. But anyway, Jen and I did play it. We were impressed by it. I've covered it in a previous roundup if you want to hear more details, because again, Jen wants those potato chips. So I'm just going to, what? She's...
Oh, no, just a guy that I had to pass him
Oh.
with my caravan.
The instant Jen decides to pass this slow-moving truck, all of a sudden he gets his gumption. Oh no, I gotta pass them back in the caravan. Anyway, Hacktivity, well worth seeking out. Another hidden gem, as is Witchdom. Now, publisher designer, Albie and Michael Pichel. They're going to make a much bigger splash this year with Michael's big box game, Forestry. You'll be seeing a run-through for that coming to the channel pretty soon. Very impressed by that game. This is an earlier game from last year. Very small, simple little bag building game, if I recall correctly. Or no, was it deck building? It was pool building. And basically, we've got these witches. Yeah, they were cards, so it was a deck builder, where it's one of those things where, hey, I need to use these cards to get the resources I need, but ultimately, I need to spend these cards to actually make the potions and score the points. So it's another one of those things. I always love a game that gives me that tough choice of, I've got this incredible deck of cards, this coven of witches I'm using, but I have to sacrifice them, i.e., I have to use them to actually brew the potion to score the points, and now they're not in my deck anymore, and having to pivot, okay, well, I'm not doing any more green, I guess I'm not doing more green potions, because she was my lead green witch, and now I'm going to have to switch over to focusing on a different style of potion with different powers and all of that. Neat little game. Very, very fun. Deserves more attention. Witchdom. And let's see. Oh, man. Treetopia. Another great little game. This is a very interesting one where we've got, if I recall correctly, 3 cards in front of us that represent different trees that we are trying to rehome. They come from, industrialized, blighted areas. It's kind of a fantastical game. And what we're trying to do is find new homes for them in beautiful locations where they want to go. We're building basically a tree sanctuary. And it's a communal thing. What really made this game stand out is anytime we're doing any kind of communal grid building, laying out cards in a grid, normally that's something that doesn't work for me, Jen, because sooner or later it's a situation where, I try to cut you, I see what you're trying to do over in that section of the grid, I'm going to cut you off and do my own thing. This game, it's very much live and let live. It's all about players creating opportunities for you. I hope you build over there, because then I can build off of what you did. Even though we're competing to be the best, I'm always looking for more collaborative style competition, and this thing delivers a communal grid building game we actually like. But the other half of the game is really interesting. You've got 3 cards in front of you. These are the recipes you need to basically be able to replant the trees. But when you take new cards, either drawn blind or the face-up ones, you can only keep 3 cards. So sometimes you'll have to sacrifice the card you've got to grab some other card that can be used as the resource for the 3rd card you want to do. But then the card you sacrificed, it just goes back into a queue. And maybe I'll be able to grab it back later. Or maybe Jen will see, I was so close to doing that, she could do it too. So it's kind of got Lost Tribes vibes too, that the cards you give up, maybe somebody else wanted those cards even more than you did. And it's got a lot of great stuff, really beautiful, a wonderful theme, Treetopia. And then the last one I'm talking about, the number 4, is Dirt and Glory. And this is a push your luck deck builder set in a Mad Max, an anonymous, it's not actually Mad Max, but a Mad Max-esque post-apocalyptic future where we're riding for dirt and glory instead of being shiny and chrome, but you get the vibe. And you will be constantly quoting Fury Road nonstop if you know it as well as I do while we're playing. Here's the deal. This is another one where the best thing I can say about it is Jen actually enjoyed this, and she has no reason. She hates Mad Max. She hates grim, dark, apocalyptic futures. But the push your luck, because you're deck building, every round, hey, now we're trying to drive to this fortress or this hideout or whatever. That's the target number we have to keep on drawing from our little decks that represents our tribe. And we're trying not to bust and go over the target number, but be the closest to the target number. But over the course of the game, we're putting new cards into our deck that give us all kinds of cool, special, push your luck breaking powers. And it's really, really sharp. From new publisher Pink Troubadour, who really set the world on fire with their bigger game last year, Galileo Galilei, and so this one didn't get as much attention, but it's something really special. It's a very gateway game. Anybody could learn to play this game. So if you have people in your life that love Fury Road or Mad Max or any of that kind of stuff, and you just want it's just a deck of cards and a few tokens to represent the special powers, it's really something special. It's a very hidden gem from 2024, Dirt and Glory. That was my number 4. And then, as you already know, my number 3 was Cat Packs. Number 2 was Race to Mars. And number 1 was Boblin's Rebellion. And I'm looking forward to hearing any more games from the gang that I missed and that I might want to seek out. So I'm going to throw back to everybody. And now Jen needs her potato chips.
To the chips.
To the chips. All right. See you guys next time.
Okay, and I hope Jen got her chips. Hope that was a
I
safe
know.
travel.
Give that one her chips.
Yeah.
Crisps. They're in the UK. Someone was
crisps.
saying in
That's
chat.
right.
That's their like Inglorious Bastards giveaway is calling them chips instead of crisps or whatever.
Exactly. They're going to be booted out. They're going to be sent back to the US.
That's right. The games, 2 of the games that Richard mentioned that I saw, and then I'm glad he got to play because now I'm interested. Are Treetopia. I've actually seen that in the wild.
Yes.
And also
Same.
the Mad Max one, Dirt and Glory, was it, or Glory and Dirt?
Cool.
Whatever that one was
Those
called.
two.
Yeah,
Some combination.
that one I've seen, and it looks fun. Silly,
I had
little
seen
card
Gun
game.
It, which is the 18,000 one that he had.
Yeah.
That one I remember from Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Um,
So lots of terrific choices there. Why don't we go and talk about some that didn't make our list? Chris, you got anything you'd like to share? Highlight here?
Well, yeah, I don't know if you guys have heard about this game, but it's called Bounce Off.
Oh, Bounce Off.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know, and in case Bounce Off is a little bit too pricey, that's okay because Temu has Game Bounce.
Oh, Timu.
That,
Never
you know,
failing to disappoint us.
that if you want a bootleg copy, if you don't
Wow.
want to give the original Bounce Off IP owners,
If you don't want
their
to give Big
due,
Bounce your money.
you want to give Big Bounce their money, well, you can get Game Bounce as well.
Oh, my
Which
Wow.
still has the sticker on it
Wow.
because I feel if I pull it off, the whole box will disintegrate.
Yeah.
I have
both-
such a love and hatred, obviously, for knockoff board games.
Yeah.
Hate because obviously they hurt an already
Yeah.
very thin margined industry. But I feel they put a lot of effort in, especially some of the ones that I see that come across my
very much,
like social
yeah.
media
Oh,
feed.
yeah.
They put in like a weird amount of effort to like change little things. It's somebody sat there and was like, yes, they're not just like ripping the files. They'll like take them and then change the colors or do something like it's like, I don't know. I have a love for them. We have so many like Tapple ripoffs that just get
Yeah.
Oh,
get so creative. Like
Right.
Well, it's like
There's-
sometimes like back in the day, and I haven't done this in a while, but I'll be in like LA, like downtown LA, and there's like markets everywhere, and there's always like knockoffs of like say the latest toys or
course.
whatever, and I always crack up at like they'll have like the Avengers like action figures, but they're always like just slightly off. It's like it's not.
yeah,
really
their
Captain
faces
America,
are like a
it's
little melty.
Yeah, like it's Captain
Yeah.
USA, and it sort of looks like it's not really Captain America, or Spider-Man was. I've seen like a spider dude before. I was like, come on, folks, come on. It's just
Yeah.
it's silly.
Spider Dude. That's
Yeah.
funny.
My favorite is for the online listings. They always Photoshop. They always try to Photoshop their own like
Yeah.
lifestyle photos or whatever. My favorite is there's one for Flip 7 that's someone holding a hand of Flip 7 cards with all the cards faced outwards. It's like, yes, my favorite. Flip 7.
That's hilarious.
7
someone,
Russian
like-
roulette.
Yeah.
Someone took the time to like cut out the model's fingers to like
Yeah.
crappily Photoshop the
Oh
card
my
behind them, but
gosh.
didn't take the time to read like the Flip 7 has
Yeah.
like 2 rules.
Yeah.
You couldn't even like
Right.
you didn't even take the time to learn
Draw
how to play the game,
card.
but they took the time to do like the worst. Like none of that is right.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Oh.
Well, yeah, game
other
bounce
hidden
is so hidden it doesn't even have a BGG rating.
Bounce off.
That's That's no, Bounce Off does, but Game
Oh,
Bounce
that's right.
doesn't have a BGG rating. Whereas
Bounce Off is legit.
Bounce Off is legit. That's how you know it's legit. Although
Mhm.
they're like, there's also one that I heard, it was called the Uzzle, but it's actually the game Match Madness. It's literally the exact same game. It's just called itself different. It started selling on Amazon. It has a BGG
No
listing,
way.
and everybody in the forums is like, "This is a game by someone else.
Hate
You
it.
just like
Wow.
changed the name."
Hate it.
And like that's how I first heard
Boo.
about it. It's because somebody had a game. They're like, "This is the game
Wow.
called the Uzzle," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And when I looked it up, I was like, "Oh, you actually have the bootleg one."
Wow.
Match Madness. Is
Oh,
the
no.
one. Yeah. But I have some other hidden gems. So I went through and I did anything sub 1,000 essentially.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna run through them, starting at the top, the closest to the 1,000. So Creature Caravan we're still rated 1249. That's the
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Lockett
Huh.
one.
Yeah.
I think that deserves to be higher. I think that's quite a fun little
Yeah.
game. You're building out your tableau and going through. There's the game Fishing, the card game by.
I just got that recently from a
Oh,
friend,
yeah.
and I've been
Oh,
told
yeah?
that they think I will really like it, and I'm really excited to try it. I just got a
It's
copy.
great. It's great. It's a great little card game. You start out. It's a trick taking game where all the cards that you win you have to use as part of your hand next.
Mhm.
And if you don't have any cards to draw, you draw from a deck, which gets better as it goes down. And so one of the ways to win is that like, hey, I want to lose all my tricks first so that I can draw a bunch of super powerful cards and then like run later rounds, which I thought was really unique and interesting. Then there was Sears Catalog, which is rated 4,445. This is by Bezier, and I feel like Bezier are friggin' kings of the small card game now.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Scram and Silver. Oh my god, they're so good.
Mhm.
Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so good. I love Scram so much. But Sears Catalog as well. It was really interesting in terms of it's a card shedding game, but you want to keep your high card because like your points at the end is the value of the card of the lowest card you have left in your hand. So if you get rid of all your low cards, but you keep like one high card, then you can get like 11 points. Versus if you're the person to end the game, you actually don't get any points. You don't get negative points, but you don't get you get negative points for every card left in your hand, and you get points for like the value of the card. It's a really weird scoring thing, and their power ups. Really, really fun. Like infuriating to play because you're like, here's my plan. What, the game's over? No.
Oh, I love games that do that.
Me too.
That's the best feeling. You
Yeah.
never want to be like, oh, is this over yet? It's so good when a
Yeah.
game ends just a little bit early.
I feel like this one got a lot of buzz early, but it just tailed off. And I really like the game. It's from designer Taylor Reiner, who actually does Taylor's Trick Taking, the YouTube channel. So he knows his trick taking.
I
Yeah,
didn't
he
put that
knows trick
together.
taking. And this was, I think, his first published design, if one of the first. But yeah, again, it just sort of it was super buzzworthy, and then all of a sudden it just sort of fell off. So yeah, terrific game, Sears Catalog. Good choice.
Really neat. I was very happy to have played it. I put Life in Reterra on there. That was Eric Lang's like mass market one. It was 59.46 on Board Game Geek.
Wow, 'cause I feel like that got a good amount of buzz, but maybe it just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I think it got a lot of buzz, and maybe it's just better because like it's at Target, and those people aren't rating on Board Game Geek.
Right.
But they're not necessarily not buying, but they're not rating, and it's just like it's another King Domino. It does exactly what kind of King Domino does, and I think it does it in a nice way that has a bunch of variability and really great production design too.
Yeah.
Like really, really great production quality. So I like that.
Yep.
I also had the Mass Effect board game, which is kind of a cheat. Like it's rated 67.35, but that's because it also was like review bombed because people are afraid of they she pronouns, or they them pronouns. Which like here's what I have to say to you. Oh, I'm sorry, I said you. Oh, I said you.
Oh, no. Chris,
Oh,
pronouns. God.
I know. I don't mean to include those pronouns, those scary words.
That nobody ever uses.
I'm so afraid. And I love too that like literally they put they them on an alien race that is in canon has only one gender and appears as female to the Terran race because they're like, oh, that's how we can like this is what you want us to look like. But like if you actually look into the lore, it makes so much sense. They don't follow the gender binary, and it's like let's actually like update the language for that. So dumb. So then naturally that got review bomb. But I actually think this is quite a nice game. I gave it like an 8 out of 10 for me.
Nice.
I really like it. You have you always have 4 characters. You have 12 dice, for your first character, and then 9 dice for your next character, and then 6, and then 3. And so you're really like trying to take care of your last team member as you roll these dice and take actions. You all get to take actions on it. So that was fun and like very nice to go through the campaign and scenarios. I thought it was really slick. And then the other one that I had was Adventure Party, which is 9687 on Board Game Geek.
Oh,
and Adventure
yeah.
Party is like D&D wavelength with dice rolling.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
really solid, you know?
Ooh.
Agreed.
I might have talked about it before.
Yeah, I've definitely heard about this one.
I have a review on it on the channel, and yeah, I thought it was it's storytelling. Basically, you'll say like, "Hey, I'm the necromancer. I'm Betty the necromancer, and here's what I'm gonna try to do in this scenario." And you describe what you're gonna try to do. Then you roll a dice, and then you describe what actually happens. And so it's like 20 is the best success, 1 is a colossal failure. Doesn't matter what you roll, it matters everybody guessing exactly what you did roll. So if you want to describe what your roll actually is, and you can get fun in the storytelling. I was like, I kind of succeeded. I'm so bad at this game because I'm like, yeah, I just kind of succeeded. So I slipped and I broke my leg, but I still did. They're like, you broke your leg. Yeah, how is that an 11? So there's a lot of like really fun discussions that can be had with Adventure Party, and yeah, I really liked. I really like that one as well. So that was my list of hidden gems. I was surprised going through of how many like 2024 titles I had played that kind of fell into that category as well that I wanted to talk about. So it was a nice list, and I could have shaken up the list in any kind of way and been happy with it. But I knew I wanted Kavango to be my number 1 because I think there's just something really nice about that production.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
And I've actually played Adventure Party a couple of months ago for the first time. I had a great time with it, Chris. You're right. It is a lot of fun. And it's silly. And it's, an RPG party game as it's described on the box. It's perfect for that. It's a lot of fun. What about you, Ray? Got anything you'd like to highlight before you get out of here?
I filled my homework. I didn't write down any of my runner-ups.
No worries. You came up with some great
I didn't
ones.
write down any of my runner-ups.
The most prepared I've ever been for a list.
I know. I feel like normally I have a couple of Christians. And we each have like a couple. So I feel, one I will say, because we sent in 4 and 3 got picked. The 4th that got cut was Solstice. Tile laying, mountain burning game. I play that a lot on BGG. Big fan. I don't know how much I'd like it in person. I've never played it in person. I feel like how big the tile board is might be annoying, but on BGA, beautiful. Love it. That was my number 4 option that got cut. But I forgot. I had more, and they got. I don't have them.
Yeah, no worries. They will remain hidden.
They will remain hidden. But yeah, Solstice was my number 4 that I had on my list.
Oh, Bruno Catholic game, cool. Yeah, I had heard
yeah,
about this.
It's really good. That one is really like. I almost considered like bumping it out of like taking Odin's spot with Solstice just because this is I think lesser known than Odin, but I like Odin more than this one, so I was like I'll put Odin higher up on my list. But yeah, Solstice is fantastic. I also really love the artwork on this one. I think it's beautiful.
Gorgeous, cute. I've got a few. So I've got these here. Actually, Chris Life and Retero was also on my list. The other Eric Lang game. I didn't want to have 2 of them on the list, so I went with the Fire Mountain, Wrath of Fire Mountain. Other ones I had Seaside, Adulthood, Intarsia, Avant-Garde, Fairy, Oh My Pigeons.
Do you like that one?
Yeah. Let's talk about Oh My Pigeons. This was a hilarious party game. Ray, have you seen this one? I figured this is like your jam.
I've seen the marketing for this one. I definitely paid attention to how they marketed this game, but I have not played it.
Yeah. Chris, have you seen this one? This is
never.
Hilarious. So you've got these little pigeons, and you're just trying to collect. I think it's 7 to win, but you just turn over cards. It's super simple, but there's a point in this game when it becomes a dexterity game where you're flicking pigeons at each other. It's just that right there sold me.
I didn't know like it switched. That's fun. That's cute.
It is hilarious. So that's one of my hidden gems as a party game. One that I'll mention as well is Koala Rescue Club. This one was actually higher up on my list, but again, I didn't want to include it only because it was another Phil Walker Harding game, praise be. And this is from Postmark Games. So these are the games that you can download yourself and you print and play. So this is only like $5. This is
love that.
Yeah, this is a roll and write. It is fantastic. It's a really cool roll and write. You actually print out 2 sheets, and you roll dice, and you're just gonna assign them somewhere and try to get basically chain, so you can do other, go to other parts of your rescue club to rescue all the koalas. a terrific roll and write game, and you can get it for about $5 on Postmark Games. Other ones that I wanted that I had on my list. Let's see. I'm talking about My Pigeons Fairy.
Real quick, before you do the rest of your list, Losapalooza, thank you for the raid. Welcome on in, friends.
Thank you so much for the
Appreciate
raid.
it.
Yeah, appreciate you.
We're excited to see you for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Not even. We're almost done with the stream, but thank you for the raid. We appreciate you so much.
Thanks, Dave and Ilka. Much appreciated. Yeah, we're just going over finishing up some highlights and some honorable mentions for our hidden gem, top hidden gems of 2024. One other one I wanted to mention. Here, I'll bring it on screen here. Avant-Garde. This is from
Avant-Garde is a good one.
Resonum, correct?
I did, yes. This Avant-Garde has a special place in my heart. It was the first game that was made at Resonum that I didn't touch at all. So everything before this, after Monarch, I was like involved in some way. Avant-Garde was the first game that was really cool. I got to kind of switch back to being just a full fan of Resonum, and I think they crushed it with this game. That was one of the ones that I had considered as well.
Nice. I thought this was
really
fantastic.
Innovative.
Yeah, super innovative. It's a deck builder, but you don't have to worry about like currency in this game. You're grabbing cards, but it's really interesting the way you do it. It's like how many cards you play determines how much you can afford. Like I think you play them in like a row or a sequence, and that gives you anyways, I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but it is a fantastic deck building game. What I really like too, I don't know if they have it here, but the way it's like stored, it's like
box?
almost the box is incredible.
Brilliant.
Right? It is. So
you've
here's
got
the box.
all these like little sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say it has all these cards, but then it folds up into itself. So you're like slotting cards in these little things, almost like like an accordion almost, where you're putting all these in an accordion file. And then you just open it up and you're ready to play the game. Literally, the cards are in the set. It's just amazing. It blew me away.
I love one of the designers in this, Max Seidman, got like an engineering degree before he started making board games, and you can always tell he always does some sort of innovative thing with all their games. So Mechanica has the spinning wheel in the box.
Yep.
Avant-Garde has got this really innovative solution to keeping your small decks of cards separate as you roll out the box. I love it. It's so cool.
Same.
He always comes up with like the coolest innovations on stuff you've seen before but better. It's super cool.
Yeah. So definitely check that one out, Avant-Garde. And they just released a couple of mini expansions too, which I've got. I think I played one of them. It's great. But I think that's going to do it for now. That's our top 12 hidden gems of 2024. I'm going to ask Chris and Ray. We'll start with Chris. Any final thoughts before we get out of here, Chris?
No final thoughts. We got a ton of hidden gems, and they're all exciting. We're all excited about them. That was a fun list, and I liked hearing about all of them. That's it.
All right. And Ray, any final thoughts on your end, Ray?
I'm happy to be back with my friends. Happy to get get Chris's antics back under control. Seems like that was needed.
What are you talking about? What antics?
This is great. I love chatting games. I also really love chatting about underappreciated games. So this has been fun. Okay, Ruel, you want to wrap up the stream?
Yeah. Bye, Jade. Bye, Chris.
I'm scared.
Bye. Thanks to all of you for watching, and we do want to thank Goblins Hate Christmas for sponsoring this episode. Next time, we'll see you soon. All right, take care. So long. Bye-bye.